So this one's a big one. In this video, I'm showing you guys how to get every shiny Pokemon in Wild Zone 20 in Pokemon Legends ZA, which includes 6 of the 9 starters that are in the game. 3 of the other starters are scattered across the other zones, but 6 of them are here, including the original Kanto starters, Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasur. So if you enjoy this one, leave a like, subscribe for more, and let's jump into this. Okay, so this is a big zone, and we're going to be using a few different methods. Also, keep in mind that kind of in addition to all the Pokemon that you see listed here in Wild Zone 20, there's going to be way more, because there's going to be all these guys in the middle of the that kind of spawn as alphas and rotate. Those guys are going to be a little bit harder to kind of, you know, get, because it's super RNG, obviously. But nonetheless, we'll go through this. So, first method, probably the obvious, the bench method. What do you want to do with the bench method? You just sleep, you rest, you kill time, you flip time. I'm not going to do it because it's going to waste too much time. This is already going to be a lengthy video, probably. So you just flip the time again and again. You can use the macros on the 8-bit Do Pro 3 controller. I pinned all of my macros so far in the server, the Pokemon server or Pokemon channel in my Discord server. If you check out the link down in the description below. And then also, if you want to buy it on Amazon, there's an affiliate link, and there's a guide, video guide for how to set it up. But anyways, we're going to be sitting here again and again and again, and this is going to spawn a few different Pokemon. So for example, we got our evolved Squirtle, which is the, I don't know how to say it, Dragalge, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say it, Malamar. I've actually gotten both of these shiny just from doing the bench method right here. Of course, I mean, you could do the fast travel method as well, which is to go here, but I guess that'll be a little bit quicker. So for example, fast travel method would work like this. We're just going to fast travel to zone 20 over and over and over again. And right here, you can see is going to be where I'm going to be marking. And with the fast travel method, you can get, of course, the Pokemon that are in a 50-meter radius. So all these guys over here, I don't think Malamar is going to be in that 50-meter radius. No. Oh, Mal depends where it is. If it's right there, it's not. If it's anywhere, you know, over here, then it will. So you could use the fast travel method for this area. Again, Squirtle is going to be one of the ones that are going to spawn here. The other Pokemon that are going to spawn here, Bulbasur is usually a little bit more over to the right. So fast travel method is probably not going to work for that. For example, if I go over here, you know, anything over here, this Gardevoir is like right on the line. Anything over here is not going to work. But for the bench method, for this bench method, again, back to, you know, going back to the bench method, if I mark this, you could see how far this is going to go. So this is going to go 50 meters this way, and then 50 meters the other way as well. So 50 meters this way is going to go all the way up to this light post, which again, Bulbasaur, he kind of spawns on both sides of this line, which we'll talk about in just a second. But this is going to get you Squirtle. Again, Chikorita sometimes spawns on this side as well. This is also going to get you all the way over here. So if you see with the bench method, it's going to go even further than if we're doing the fast travel method, which is going to get all the way to this kind of whole section of all this water, rather than just like, you know, this being split in half. So that's what that bench method is going to do. Again, you could use the fast travel method. It's a little bit quicker for that. Now, next up is this bench method over here. Again, it's still the bench method, just a different location. This one is going to spawn different Pokemon over here. That one there, by the way, it's easier to see the alphas that are going to be kind of resetting. Even though is this actually within 50 meters? Yeah, it is. Roughly 50 meters. But either way, it's easier to see the alphas that are spawning in the middle from this bench. But again, the alphas are very RNG. There's a lot of different alphas that are going to be rotating. But if you do want to rotate quick, that's one kind of quick way. But there's a faster way to kind of reset the alphas. We'll talk about in a second. This bench is going to get, again, if we kind of mark it right here, it's going to get you a little bit further. So for example, all of this area here, which again, I said Bulbasaur sometimes spawns right on this side here, it'll still stretch to like over here. So again, it's still going to knock out most of the Pokemon. Well, not knock out, but it's going to get you most of the Pokemon over on that side. So this bench, again, is going to get you even more Pokemon. This Gardevoir, again, Gardevoir could be shiny. I've done this a lot, by the way, and I've never seen Gardevoir turn shiny. And there's been a lot of Gardevoirs here. I've just been getting really bad luck. So yeah, this bench here is going to make it so it pushes it, you know, even further to the right over here. So for example, if I pin this is going to get me all the way over here. So right over here, this guy here, the Garbodor, is going to be in zone. This over here, so Any Pokemon past this crate is not. So they have to be on this kind of edge right here. And a lot of them do spawn over kind of past that crate, but some of them spawn on this side of the crate. So the bench method, there's 3 different locations to utilize it. Again, it's going to get you different Pokemon within a different radius. Again, this is a very, very big wild zone, but there's still one problem. This is going to get you Chikorita. This is going to get you Bulbasur. As you can see right there, sometimes he spawns over kind of closer to this side. It's going to get you Squirtle. Oh, Totadile. That's the one I was missing. It's going to get you Totadile as well. So it's going to get you pretty much all of the starters except Charmander and except Tepig, which has been giving me a real big headache. So it's not going to get you those two. Those two, unfortunately, are in a different area. So again, I got all the other starters, the 4 out of 6, just using this bench method, and I got them pretty easily, especially if you're setting a macro. All right, what about the other 2 starters? Well, they're really annoying. I got 2 shiny Charmanders in this time, but it took me many, many hours. So first of all, there's also this guy, the Aggron or whatever, Aggron. Again, he's kind of in that zone. Like I said, for this bench right here. So you can get him. I've actually, all the time I've been doing this, I never got him, and I never got him shiny. But those are 2 guys that you can get shiny with that bench method. But the other method is the sort of running spawn despawn method, which is going to get you the rest of the guys over here. So for example, these guys, which I've seen a lot of, the Hippowdon, the yellow version, which I don't remember what their name is. I've seen them spawn a gazillion times, never shiny for me. And you're going to be like, well, okay, well, how do you know this method works? Because this Lucario, I've gotten 2 shiny Lucarios, and they're also some of these spawns. So there's 2 Pokemon that are in this dirt area that'll spawn. Some of the Pokemon that you can see is that guy, the Hippowdon, the yellow version, like I said, which I forget his name, the Lucario, the Tepig, and the Charmander. Those are going to be pretty much the ones that are going to spawn there. So the despawn spawn method works as this. You're going to run away. Usually to get both of them to despawn, you're going to run all the way back to this gate over here, past the docks. I'll show you 3 different ways to kind of, or 3 different areas to run to be thorough. So as you can see, that Lucario despawned, respawned as a Tepig. That Hippowdon or whatever despawned, respawned as a Lucario. And again, if I want to go this way instead, usually you just kind of go straight to the end over here. So I kind of switch it up. There's no easy way to do this, admittedly. So there you go. He despawned, now I can go back. So as soon as I go back, and also there's these mega crystals there that you can just break and they respawn, every so often. So now look, the Lucario despawned, respawned as a Charmander. The Tepig over here, ironically despawned and spawned as a Lucario. The other way you could do is kind of cut through the alpha zone. It's a little more risky. We can cut through here, and usually if you kind of go right around here, right behind the corner of this beam, it'll despawn both Pokemon, and then you can just kind of loop back around, and you can kind of quickly check, just kind of peeking over here. So I can take a peek over here. Where is he? Okay, so there's a Tepig. So Tepig's short, so that's why he's there. There's a Lucario over there. And again, I can just kind of, keep going and rotating around this beam, because that's pretty much, again, we're trying to get 70 meters away to despawn these Pokemon. So usually going around here, right to this bush, kind of circle around, and you can circle around either the left side or the right side, doesn't really matter. Come back around, and they're going to be respawned. See, there's the yellow version. What's his name? It's not a Hippowdon. No, it is a Hippowdon. I guess there's 2. Anyways, whatever. Never seen them shiny. Oh, now there's 2 of them. I hate these guys. They're always showing up, and I don't like them. Anyways, I don't like them at all. So that's how you're going to get the Tepig and the Charmander. It's very annoying. Admittedly, like, there's some macros and stuff. There's no real, like, straight path. I mean, I guess you can kind of go, like, a straight path here, or you could try to do it like that, but because this is all circular, it's very hard. Then you can kind of make it so it runs back like this, straight line like this, until it despawns, like maybe like this, maybe right here, and then go straight through here. But it's a little finicky. I don't know if I'd leave it on all night, because there's a chance that it messes up and then it starts like hitting something, like it hits this rock or something if you're not angled perfectly with the right stick. So you could set a macro, but it's going to be a little bit more tricky. So that's how you get those Pokemon as well. So I think that covers most of them. The Scrafty as well. He's going to spawn right here. So if you don't know, he's going to spawn around here. It took me a while for him to show up shiny as well. I did get one shiny, believe it or not, but it took me a while. So that's going to be that. That's going to be, again, so these guys, mostly the running method. The guys on this side of the stony area, you can use the bench. But the Charmander and the Tepig they're unfortunately going to be over here, and the Lucario. If you want the Riolu to kind of evolve into a Lucario, or you want both, there's another method. You can check that out in the description below, or not description below, on my channel. There's a playlist in the description below. All right, so what about these alphas? That covers pretty much all the Pokemon besides the alphas, right? So for most of these Pokemon, you can get with the bench methods, right? Some of them you're gonna have to use the kind of run and despawn, respawn. Well, for the alphas, it's gonna be the same thing. So you see the alphas, you just want to get as far away from the alphas as you possibly can. So usually if I kind of hug over here, one of the alphas despawned. And it's just kind of going on the outside of the ring and running around. And if I run back, one of those alphas are going to respawn. That one didn't because it was too close. So I can kind of, you know, go to the other corner, maybe over here, and it'll despawn without me having to go outside of the zone. Like I said, the other way is to just sleep at the bench, and that'll do it. So there you go. Now both despawn. So you might have to move, kind of wiggle right to left a little bit to get them both to despawn, and then you just kind of come back, and now there's two different alpha Pokemon. And I've gotten a few different alphas there, by the way. I've gotten Gyarados actually right here. No, that's the wrong one. Okay, so yeah, so right here. So I've gotten the Alpha Gyarados. I've gotten the Alpha Barbaracle here as well. Yeah, actually, I think that's it for alphas. I've only gotten like 2 or 3 alphas, but I haven't been hunting the alphas. I've been hunting for the stupid Tepig and the Charmander. And again, you can see I have 2, right? I have the Charmander here, and then I have the Charizard up here. So that's pretty much how you're going to get all of these Pokemon in Zone 20 the fastest. Again, you could use the fast travel method. Probably not the best. It'll knock a few Pokemon out of your list, you know, that are kind of right here if you want to be really fast. But I would say the bench method gets you a little bit closer, gives you a little bit of a wider, you know, 50-meter radius. Again, if you don't know, any Pokemon within a 50-meter radius reset, you know, whether you flip the day to night cycle or fast travel or whatever else to despawn, respawn, you got to get 70 meters away from them, and then they appear within about 40 to 50 meters and whatnot. So that's pretty much it. Again, the other thing, the final thing I'll say that you could do if you just got, you know, if you just want to not use macros for anything, you can just keep running circles like this. So if you just keep running like laps around the whole thing, you're just gonna despawn, respawn a bunch of Pokemon, right? So these guys might sometimes see you and start chasing you, but then eventually they'll stop and they'll kind of despawn. Again, you see Malamar and, you know, Squirtle's evolution. I don't know how to pronounce the evolution name. And then I come out, you know, kind of whip around here, and you'll see, you know, the alphas might not be despawning unless I stay like way out here on the outside. But then all the Pokemon over here might not be, you know, despawning, respawning. Again, these guys have now flipped, as you've seen. There's a Scrafty here earlier. Now they've flipped. So you can just run laps around the whole thing. I mean, that's an option. That is an option if you want to do that. And I'm convinced I'm never getting that shiny Tepig at this point. I've seen a countless amount of Tepigs, and they just won't become shiny. So it is a little bit RNG, but sadly, this is the easiest way to get all these Pokemon in Wild Zone 20. If for some reason you know of a better way, and I've been at this for hours, so I really try to think of everything, and I just can't think of any other method to do it. But if you have other methods somehow, some way, let us know in the comments. Otherwise, let me know, you know, if you found this video useful at all. Leave a like, subscribe for more. If you found it unhelpful, let me know what I can do to improve the content in the future. And may the odds be ever in your favor, because you're going to need them. Because, man, oh man, some of these Pokemon are annoying to get. Like I said, the Charmander, the Tepig, and then mostly those alphas as well. So, thanks for watching. Till the next one. Game on. We'll see you guys later.